Before we start today's video, please remember to like, share, and comment on this video as it really helps this channel within the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's log. Subdates 220617.5. Bork is sedated and Smackers has commenced the simulation tests on the holodeck. We should know by Monday if we can proceed, and since the two flabby giants are moving so slowly, Doctor believes we have 3 weeks before they even notice us. Hello everyone, welcome to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. Today we're going to start with Americans Ruin Everything. And to accompany this, yes, we have a video for your viewing pleasure. And if you have a gag, you might need some assistance for this one because it's going to get really icky really fast.
Okay, and twist it in there, and you're gonna just spiral around like that. Some of this. This is the most important part. Okay. Yeah, like a lot of it in there.
Okay.
Make sure that it fills a lot of the tank, okay?
Like that?
Yep. And then watch what happens when you flush this, okay? If you want it extra creamy, just because there's a little bit of water mixed in there, you'll add some whipped cream. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is so extra.
Yeah. Yeah, just get a couple of cherries in there. Okay.
Go for it.
Look at it's turning it into chocolate milk. And then as it comes up, it's turning it into chocolate milk, and then you just get in there and you can sip it right up.
Ew. Now to move on from that, we're also going to bring back, because I haven't done this for a little while, the random block of the week. I saw this courtesy of Bethy, with her quote retweeting Talk to the Hatter by saying blech. Talk to the Hatter saying, is anyone old enough to remember when the carob industry tried to convince everyone that they tasted just like chocolate? Ah, hell no. Truthfully, I have never heard of this industry, to be honest. I just like chocolate. Anything tries to encroach upon it, yes, it will be met with deadly force. But for now, chocolate is love, chocolate is life. Fun fact really is I couldn't see Talk to the Hatter's tweet because I'm blocked by this smeghead. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea why I'm blocked by you, but thank you for playing the game so well. Next we go to Cordwit, who I had believed had in fact quit Twitter entirely. Turns out, no is the answer to that. Who tweeted out, question for content creators. Do you also ever feel like you never want to see a topic again once you've finished a video on it? I found that anything related to videos I've made popping up again gets me annoyed just because I wanted to be done with the topic. The answer for me is no, because a lot of what I do is social news commentary. The news constantly changes. Therefore, context is important and I want to talk about it. I have done in the past bigger videos that could be considered a form of documentary style, but I don't mind going back to it, provided I am capable of doing as good a job or a better job. Doing it justice is key. I think one of the very few times where I was genuinely done with a topic would have been Gabe the Samurai, but that's because I genuinely don't see any reason to talk about Gabe ever again. Exhibition of stupid people, by the way, and I'll link the video down below if you want to watch some fat tosser prey on vulnerable people. I do think though in the context of what Cordwit is referring to, when you do larger videos, a lot of people want to move on from that subject to talk about something else, keeping things fresh. I think when we have to go back and talk about something, it is a blessing for us as creators, because if we are having a drier month, we then have something we can talk about. While the law of diminishing returns does affect it for the most part, people who are talented as creators, so basically anyone but me, yeah, that's British humour, okay, shouldn't struggle too much to be able to keep an audience interested in a subject matter. So next I have to talk about Ethan Ralph, Nick Fuentes and Andy Warski. Nick Fuentes has taken a fair amount of criticism for his own beliefs and behaviours and streaming and his own platform, which is hilarious. Not even the biggest star on your own platform, that's quite something. But also because Nick Fuentes hasn't really distanced himself from Ethan Ralph's absolute train wreck of a show and existence online. His seething, his raging, his baiting, his poor tactics, bad optics, doesn't make anyone look good really. Well, Nick Fuentes has been caught now disassociating to an extent with the Ralph male, and I thought I'd play that clip for all of you now.
It's sort of like a harmless diversion. It's fun for a minute, but then you wake up and you realize it's like, okay, but we have a job to do. We're trying to put America first here. We're trying to run a political movement. So, Ralph can do his thing and I'll do my thing. Ralph is sort of like this, trailer park junkyard with nothing left to lose, who's going out there and fighting, scumbags of the internet. And that's fine. And I think it's funny and I think it's good content. And I think he's good at what he does. But America first is something separate, and we're doing a political movement. And sometimes it's fun to watch what's going on over there. But honestly, I've seen enough where I'm like, okay, I think I've had my fill. The drama community.
Shortly after that, Andy Warski. Last night might have been a SS, but somehow it all leads to Nick Fuentes disavowing Ethan Ralph, which is how I saw this, by the way. Thank you for not blocking me anymore, I really appreciate it. With my favourite response to this being, cope on the street is this isn't a disavowal. I guess being called trailer trash is a term of endearment. I do like cope. It tastes like salt. It goes exceedingly well with caramel chocolate. Announcement though for Andy Warski, because things are actually looking up for him. All these years of training, he's actually finally getting a fight. So quarantine Koof, Andy Warski will be fighting in the O2 Arena in London this August on the KSI undercard. He'll be fighting Alex Wasabi. I really hope Andy Warski wins, to be honest. Ralph may be the biggest idiot on earth for effing up this one. And there's a point there, because Ralph could have made some serious money fighting Andy Warski, but he made it impossible. It was certainly not helped by the Ralph male pulling out of any physical combat sport engagement with Andy Warski because he got floored by Cog's mate. Now, because Ethan Ralph is all about them good tactics, and he is totally not seething in the slightest, even though on his own show he has been seething like there's no tomorrow. Go look at Cog's channel Backwards Internet if you need more context. Ethan Ralph tweeted out, "Definitely do not send the British tabloids a list of your favourite racist Andy Warski clips. Is someone perhaps a little salty that they did not get the fight that they should have had? Don't worry everyone, we're not done yet. Andy Warski. Ethan Ralph now wants to show up for the fight in the UK. He does it for free, folks, with a 2-minute video accompanying it discussing this. I'll play a short clip of that.
Ethan Ralph, as many expected, now wants to show up to the fight in London. Ralph, you ran from me, buddy. You booked it. You fumbled the bag. You're in the gutter. You're trash. Cough.
And just to quote Keemstar on Ethan Ralph, Ralph is like a human pinata. Learn how to fight Ralph. Paul Tassi, blue checkmark. Ms. Marvel, review bombed into being the MCU's lowest scoring show on IMDb via a Forbes.com article. Underneath, this is what a somewhat meh show looks like with normal scores versus what a better show being review bombed looks like. Almost all Marvel shows have a 1 to 4% 1-star rating. Ms. Marvel has 22%. To me, this comes across as a cherry-picking fallacy, because it could be possible that something is in fact divisive. But let's focus on the fact that you've included here 2 images, one for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where ratings are mid to high, and Ms. Marvel, it's either really high or really low. And it hasn't been review bombed or ratioed at all, because the low ratings are outnumbered by a considerable margin. What is fascinating to me really is that as you get to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and lower, the numbers are remarkably low. I saw this because of the Quartering, who wrote, "This logic is so flawed. Are you just going to ignore the 200% increase in perfect tens the show got in your comparison? If anything, it's being positive review bombed." I do recall seeing videos on the Emergency Awesome YouTube channel concerning the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Much of it seemed to be quite high, to be honest. How it was received by the fans, I don't know. I don't watch superhero stuff, but I do know who the Winter Soldier and the Falcon are. I do know who becomes Captain America, who rejects being Captain America. I know this from comics. Ms. Marvel, though, I haven't heard of before. I cannot offer an opinion on the subject. Another thing you need to take into account, and it's something that you might not have noticed, is the amount of those that have left reviews. For the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you have over 200,000 reviews. For Ms. Marvel, you have just under 9,000 reviews. This is not reflective yet of anything. It doesn't show us what people want or what people like. So what do we gain from this? Very little in the grand scheme of things. And just while we're here on the Quartering, SWAT team just left my house. Someone texted them that I murdered my wife with a high-power rifle and was going to kill myself. They deployed the SWAT team for an anonymous text. They all knew it was a SWAT too. Hilarious. 100% dead serious. You'll be able to listen to the radio calls online, but no effing body cams. Total bummer. As a public service announcement, please do not SWAT creators. You threaten their life for a joke, or for lols, keks, whatever you want to call it, to get your rocks and jollies off. You risk another person's life, and you waste police time. Please don't do that.